What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Figure It Out of the Basement's action figure podcast / talk show. Today, we are continuing our Star Wars The Black Series Wishlist with the Cartoon Network Clone Wars series.
Good series.
The 3D one, not the 2D one.
But we might do one.
Maybe we'll do the 2D one. Jrick's never seen the 2D Clone Wars animated series. Maybe we'll watch it one day. Of course, I'm Nate. I'm joined with Justin.
What's up, guys?
And if you guys are enjoying Figure It Out, don't forget to smash like and subscribe for more. So, like I said, today we are going to be doing our top 5 Black Series wish list for the Clone Wars. A lot of great designs in the Clone Wars.
Let's just get all of them.
Every single unique design from the Clone Wars.
Yeah, this was a pretty difficult list to make just because there's so many different characters because it's a series, it's not one movie to look at. And I would say we're not considering anything that's in the movies. Any characters that are in the movies, you should just give them to them anyway, such as all of the Jedi.
Yeah.
Because pretty much all of the Jedi in Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith are explored more in the Clone Wars, but we're not going to put those since they're in the movies. So this is specific to the show.
Yeah. And of course, it goes without saying that we would love to see the general looks for all of the 3 main cast of Anakin, Mace Windu, and Obi-Wan.
Right, and we have an Ahsoka, but it's the Rebels version, so maybe I'd be down for Clone Wars as well.
Yeah, true, very true, especially because I believe that version of Ahsoka got a 3 3/4 inch figure, but it didn't get anything outside of that. Personally, I haven't seen all of the Clone Wars. I've only seen like 2 seasons all the way through, and then like the important bits that, you know, everyone always talks about for Star Wars, but you've seen the entire series.
Yeah, I've seen it. Season 1 to season 6. Can't wait for season 7. Some people are referring to it as season 6, but it's technically, there's seasons 1 to 5, and then there's like the Lost Missions, but I think that's technically season 6. So this new one is season 7.
Okay. I don't know.
I think. But I absolutely love the Clone Wars. It's not a show just for kids. It's perfectly fine if you're an adult as well. I would highly recommend anyone who's big into Star Wars to watch it. I think it adds a level of, I don't want to say respect, but you know what I'm trying to say. When it comes to watching the prequels, I think you can enjoy the prequels more by watching the Clone Wars, which you shouldn't have to. They should just be good films by themselves, but they're not. But this one makes it like more tangible, I think. Because I've gotten into the prequel a lot lately.
That is true. You've been diving deep.
Yeah, so anyway.
Yeah, so let's jump into the list. We've got 2 honorable mentions. Of course, this list was just a ton of characters to begin with. We had to narrow it down somewhat. Our first honorable mention is the Assassin Droid.
Dope.
Really cool design. My familiarity with it mostly comes from Star Wars Battlefront 2. It's one of the playable classes in that game. And it's just a really cool design. I like the sword that it has. That's unique for like a droid. And even though obviously you wouldn't translate it into a figure, but just they have a lot of badass moments in the series and in the game. Their abilities are really cool.
Right, and that's in the Clone Wars as well. They're like, it's very interesting to see them in action because unlike the super battle droids, they're always like kind of menacingly walking slow. Especially the super battle droid just walking down the hallway super slow, but the assassin droids are like super quick and they're doing like flips and like rolls and they're like bouncing off walls and like doing parkour and like slicing people. So I think they're a pretty cool design too. Yeah. Black. I'm always down for black.
Yeah. It's just unique. It's not something that we ever saw in the movies because honestly I feel like the movies portray all of the droids poorly.
As cannon fodder, pretty much.
Cannon fodder. They're not threatening at all. But in the Clone Wars, you know, like when they're like the first time they encounter like super battle droids or something, and it's actually like kind of menacing. I wish the movie would have kind of showed them more like that.
They kind of do that in Attack of the Clones, like when the super battle droid punches the regular one, and then it does his wrist stuff. But then in Revenge of the Sith, they have like a comedy bit with them, and R2 kills 2 of them. I'm just like,
and they become cannon fodder yet again. So I like that there is an even more menacing droid out there that is in the show and the game.
Yeah, and I think we just need more CIS separatist figures in general.
True.
Super Battle Droid, Destroyer Droid, Count Dooku.
Yeah.
Assassin Droid here. So
a Geonosian warrior.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah, because we have a lot of clones now. We have so many clones. Keep them coming, by the way. Keep them coming.
Yeah.
But we need some stuff for the clones to fight.
Yeah.
So
for them dioramas. All right, and then our other honorable mention is Fives.
Yeah, speaking of clones.
This is a character I am familiar with, but I don't know a whole lot about. To me, I know his helmet is different, but he's mostly just Captain Rex with a little different paint job on his armor.
I just love all the extra stuff that he has on him.
Yeah.
I love the clones when there's just like extra like pouches and like just shoulder pad things.
Throw that shit on
pauldrons.
There. When the snipers have the visor.
Yeah.
The double pauldron, the single pauldron, the piece of the ammo strap.
Just give it all. Put it all on there.
What they like, similarly to how they did the First Order Stormtrooper that came with every accessory possible for it. I wish they would do that with a clone.
Yeah.
That would be amazing. Alternate helmets, or all 3 helmets, or 2 helmets, I guess.
So, when it comes to Fives, the reason he's on this list as an honorable mention is because, A, we didn't want to oversaturate clones.
True.
Because I would take Commander Thorn, Commander Bly, all the other different commanders.
I think Bly is also a confirmed thing.
Really?
Or maybe at least a rumor at this point.
Yeah. But there's so many good Stormtroopers, especially in the Clone Wars. There's Boyle, Echo, all those guys. But Fives, in particular, is a very interesting character. You see him all the way from Season 1 all the way to his death. Spoilers! When he uncovers the truth about Order 66, and that explains how Rex, Gregor, and then Wolf all remove their inhibitor chips, and then they appear in Rebels. So, he's a pretty important character, honestly, in the Clone Wars. But again, we didn't want to oversaturate the clones, because there's just so many, and I want them all.
Yeah.
So, Fives.
There we go. So let's jump into the list. Coming in at number 5 is Clone Commander Gregor.
But for good reason. He's only in 1 episode in the Clone Wars, and it kind of leaves on a cliffhanger, kind of makes it look like he's being overwhelmed by droids, but then it shows in Rebels he appears again. He must have removed his inhibitor chip, and he's a Clone Commando, which are rarely seen in the Clone Wars. I know the Clone Commando game.
Yeah, Republic Commando, the game.
Republic Commando, those clones also show up in the Clone Wars.
Yep, Delta Squad, which, of course, Delta Squad.
Yeah.
That might be on a different list coming soon.
They are canon, I guess.
They are
confirmed canon. I don't remember
Yeah.
that episode when I was watching it all the way through, but again, you binge it and sometimes you just forget.
Yeah.
But yeah, Clone Commando Gregor in the Clone Wars, it's basically just an excuse to get a Clone Commando in the Black Series.
Yeah. Clone Commandos, ever since that game came out, that's one of the earliest memories I have of playing any Star Wars game, really, and like actually getting really into it. So I've always really liked the design of Clone Commandos a lot.
Yeah.
It's obviously very similar to a normal clone, but it also at the same time,
the helmet looks pretty different, and it like lights up too.
Yeah.
So
and they have like the
we
little,
like shiny.
They've got
things.
like those little wrist knife that's super dope. They're like short gun that they have where you like equip different attachments on it and it changes what the weapon does.
It's kind of like the Navy SEALs of the Clone Army or something like that. Like the Special Air Service.
The super badass version of the normal clones. So love the Clone Commando design. Love everything about them. It's like a super nostalgic thing for me too in the Star Wars universe. So. And that one, the clips you've shown me of Clone Commando Gregor are super dope. Yeah, so.
And they show his face, too, so they could have a removable helmet.
There you go.
Too, so get on it.
Coming in at number 4 is a character I'm also mostly unfamiliar with, and that is Pre Vizsla. Voiced by Jon Favreau, you said.
Yeah, I just learned that the other day, and I'm like, oh, and he's directing The Mandalorian.
Okay.
Pre-Vizsla, Mandalorian, super dope armor.
Yep. Dark saber.
Yeah, this one of the main things is to get an excuse to have a dark saber in the Black Series, which it would be so interesting how they would do that for a figure, because they better not just go making a black lightsaber.
They just paint it black.
That needs to be like solid. Like, it's a very odd animation style.
Yeah.
I don't know how to describe it.
I don't know how well it would translate to plastic.
Right.
But I would still just be down for the existence.
Right. And then he's like the leader of Mandalore for a little bit. He's the leader of Death Watch, I'm pretty sure. It's been a while since I've seen the series, but he's a pretty important character. He also fights Darth Maul and gets his head cut off.
Yeah, true. We watched that clip and I was like, okay.
But he's a pretty prominent... But he's a pretty prominent character throughout the series, and Mandalore is a very interesting topic. It's just a very interesting Star Wars subject, because it's in a lot of stuff, but I also feel like I barely know anything about the history. Because it's in Clone Wars, it's in Rebels, literally Sabine. There's a show coming out called The Mandalorian, which I'm very curious to see how that ties in, because he's a bounty hunter. We've already talked about this a little bit, like all Mandalorians are not bounty hunters.
Yeah. Like
it's an actual planet with like a culture of like different like gangs, I want to say, or like squads. And I'm interested to see how the Mandalorian, like, is he actually going to be a Mandalorian? And are they going to show Mandalore?
I feel like he really is a Mandalorian. But, I mean, he just maybe so happens to also be a bounty hunter.
Of course. Yeah, Pre-Vizsla, super dope character. You could do it with the helmet and without the helmet. So, a lot of things he could come with, too. Guns, rockets, darksaber. I think it's a pretty good pick.
Yeah. Cool design, at the very least.
Yeah.
Coming in at number 3 is a figure that would be so dope. And that's Savage Opress.
Just General Grievous. Savage. Oppressing.
Yes.
Kind of a very silly trend of Star Wars.
Bad.
It's just the villains have to have like a bad synonym in their name.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure that was in the Plinkett review for Revenge of the Sith. It's like Captain Nefarious and all that.
Yeah, but it's like bad guy is bad.
Yeah, it's a silly name. Savage, not savage, and oppress, not oppress. Not only would it be cool to get another Zabrak in the Black Series, because we have Darth Maul, and of course this is his brother, Savage.
And he's just, if you don't know what he looks like, he's yellow Darth Maul.
He's yellow Darth Maul. I feel like his spikes are like bigger, and he's like a bigger, hulkier person.
Yeah, well, don't his spikes kind of like, they like crown almost?
Yeah, something like that.
Whereas Darth Maul's are just, you know.
And he's just huge, and there's like a mass decapitation scene where he throws his double-bladed lightsaber, and there's like all these people sitting at a conference table, and they all just get decapitated.
Nice.
And it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I remember watching when it was really hype that Darth Maul was coming back, and it's like the first arc he's a part of.
Yeah.
I remember watching that when that actually aired, because I was like, oh man, like Darth Maul's coming back?
Yeah.
And yeah, he just caught my eye, even though essentially, you know, like we said, he's just yellow Darth Maul.
But I think he looks different enough, and there is a fight scene with the Emperor involving him. When it's Darth Maul and Savage versus the Emperor. Great scene. So, I mean, I didn't want him.
Yeah. He's just a cool character design. So, yeah. I mean,
not much to that one. I like lightsabers.
I like Darth Maul in all colors.
Yes.
Give me blue one, red one. Oh, wait, we already got a red one. All right, so coming in at number 2 is a figure I'm honestly surprised we haven't gotten just in general. Pretty popular character,
right?
And that's CAD Bane. Where is he at?
Super dope design. I love the hat. He looks like the Creeper from Jeepers Creepers.
Yeah, and he's like, it's so goofy that he is kind of just dressed like a cowboy.
Yeah, he's literally a space cowboy.
Yeah, and it's just something that you don't really see in Star Wars.
Yeah.
So he kind of sticks out, and he's got that very deep voice. He's 100% like, they were like, what if we just put Clint Eastwood in Star Wars?
Yeah, and dual pistols. I'm pretty sure he has a voice changer as well. His mouth apparatus has some sort of apparatus that changes his voice, and he has like those like deep red eyes.
Yeah.
And when you have he looks like pretty weird when he doesn't have the hat.
Yeah, but
I don't know if you've ever seen that.
Yeah, like isn't there an episode where he's got like clone armor on?
Yeah,
for the whole
something
episode,
like that. Yeah.
And he's also in the Vader comic book too, for a little while. Or is that the Darth Maul comic?
I think it's the Darth Maul.
Darth Maul comic. It's just, sometimes it blends together.
Right. Right.
But yeah, he's just a really cool character. He's a badass. Does a lot of really awesome things in the show, and he's a unique Star Wars design. Unique character.
Yeah. There's a lot of cool bounty hunters in the Clone Wars. Bosk is in there, obviously, is an Empire, but Aura Singh, which she's technically in the Phantom Menace.
Yep. Brief cameo.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool bounty hunters in the Clone Wars, but obviously CAD Bane is the best.
Yeah, most popular, I would say.
Yeah.
So that brings us to our final pick, and this is an OG. I feel like she's been around forever. She's in the original Clone Wars.
Right.
She's in the 3D animated
the
one.
canon Clone Wars.
And that's Asajj Ventress, of course. Awesome character design. Like, I don't know what else I could really say about it.
She just looks evil.
Yeah.
Bald.
She's always super pissed.
Yeah.
She's got her 2 lightsabers. She always, like... I feel like she's, like, truly a badass. Like, a ruthless... she's not technically a Sith.
Right. It's the ultimate loophole of Sith, of Star Wars Sith in canon. Because they have the Inquisitors, too, who are dark side Force users, but they're not Sith. And that's kind of how it's like a loophole of the rule of 2. Well, they're not Sith. They're just dark side Force users, and I'm training them, but they're not Sith.
And
so.
maybe one day, but for now.
Yeah. So, yeah, Ventress is technically not a Sith, and is ultimately betrayed by Dooku because the Emperor tells him to get rid of her.
Yeah.
She doesn't die, though.
No.
So I'd be curious to see where her story goes. But I always love... One of her most badass scenes is when there's like a clone trooper fight scene, and then one of the clones starts getting choked, and he's like pushed up against a wall, and then she ignites her lightsaber, and she forces him to just go on it, and then she like kisses his helmet.
Dang. That's awesome. That sounds dope.
Damn, that's kind of dark.
Yeah, but I mean, that's her character, though.
Yeah.
I feel like I've always, ever since the original Clone Wars series, I've just been like, why didn't they put her in any of the movies?
Yeah.
I feel like she would have been a great character to just like have maybe just a random lightsaber duel with like Obi-Wan or Anakin or something.
Yeah, and I think she fights Obi-Wan at some point. I just remember like Obi-Wan at some point, again, I haven't seen the show in a while, has to use one of her lightsabers.
That's dope.
Do you remember that?
No.
They had to like work together for like the common good, or else like they both would have died. And Obi-Wan, I'm pretty sure, uses one of her lightsabers, and he's like, red isn't my color anyways.
Dang.
Or something like that. And I mean,
that sounds
cool.
Dope. That sounds super dope.
I can't remember specifically what that was, but...
Yeah, I can't wait. Once Disney Plus finally comes out, I will 100% commit and finish Clone Wars so I can watch Season 7.
Yeah.
When that comes out next year, I think they said.
Yeah.
So, that is our list. Those were our 5 picks from the Clone Wars. Of course, who would you pick from the Clone Wars? There's so many great characters.
I want to see some comments.
Yeah.
I want to see some comments because... when I watched the show, it was like a year or 2 ago, and I just know there's so many characters. That's why I kind of wanted to take my time with this one and really make sure we got like all the good ones, but I'm sure there's ones that we missed, so comment down below.
And maybe we'll milk this a little bit and do a part 2 for the Clone Wars.
I'm always down for milking.
For milking the lists. That's what we do sometimes.
I mean, these lists are fun.
Yeah, I know.
They're fun.
They're just fun. We're just shooting the shit about Star Wars.
They get views.
Dude, don't tell them that they get views.
Oh my god, we're selling out.
Oh, just kidding. Of course, thank you for everyone that has been tuning in lately. We've finally started we're climbing up in subscribers again. We were a little stale there for a moment.
We're starting to understand what kind of videos you guys watch.
Yep.
From us
So that means sorry to all 20 people that watch my Power Ranger reviews, but I'm done. I'm done. It's just it like hurts. It hurts when I post these videos I'm super passionate about and then they get no views.
The people want Star Wars.
They want Star Wars. They don't want Power Rangers.
We're a Star Wars channel.
What? Totally fine though. So I mean, thank you for everyone that's been tuning in lately and all of our loyal subscribers who have been around for a long time. You guys are also greatly appreciated.
Yeah, send us stuff.
Yeah, don't actually do that unless you want to, and then DM us on Instagram or something. But of course, we also do fan suggested episodes.
Right. We haven't had one of those. There is one. That is unedited.
It is unedited, and I'm sorry, Fig. I know I told you your episode was coming. It is coming. We've just got, content that needs to be posted quickly.
We got Force Friday coming out. We're making a vlog of that, so...
Yeah,
this will be posted after that, so...
Yeah. So, hopefully you already saw the Force Friday vlog.
We're in the future.
Yeah, we are in the future. Of course, just in general, thank you so much for watching. Of course... If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you are new. Ring the bell, turn notifications all the way on so that you know every single time we upload a video. Of course, I'm Nate. I've been joined with Justin.
See you guys later.
Thank you so much for watching, guys, and we will see you next time on Out of the Basement.